All right. Racket number one. We're going to do
it.
two rackets and then our marketeer of the week. The first racket is a Brad Inman article. I like we bumped it back. We usually record on Mondays. Today's Tuesday as we record this. Well, Brad,
I feel like there's like a different tone to you on a Tuesday. Yeah, you're kind of more like bedroom voice.
Bedroom voice. Jeez, wow. I didn't know I had I don't have much to say in the bedroom. You know, I don't do much talking there. All right. But this was today at 6:37 a.m.
Yeah, right. So we got all the new news because we're on Tuesday instead of Monday.
New news in sickness and in health: the rocky marriage of Wall Street and real estate. Mm-hmm. So you want to give Brad's analogy here?
Well, I'm not there. You want me to? I wish you had.
You read it.
Well, I read it, but I'll probably slaughter it.
Well, Brad's not too keen on the relationship of real estate and Wall Street working out long term. He cites some examples.
I have it here. Main Street and Wall Street are like two old high school lovers who have...
Raucous.
Is that what it is?
I think so. It's something
Raucous?
Like that. Right.
Wait, come on. Vanessa's on the phone.
Yeah, she's on mute though.
Well, unmute her. Raucous.
Yeah, something like
Gracious,
that.
Raucous affair.
An affair.
At their class reunion every few years. The comparison ends there. Intimate classmates rarely face dire consequences because it sounds like we constantly are facing consequences once real estate gets in bed with Wall Street.
And so Brad goes on to explain the consequences that real estate has seen when partnering with real estate. The last subprime mortgage crisis, obviously, or the one that comes to mind being in 2007. Talks about Realogy quite a bit here, talking about how much debt they have right now, $3.6 billion in debt. But this is all from past credit card expenses, if you will. He references in 2007 when they were bought for $7 billion when they had $6 billion in debt, so their debt's gone down. And then 2012 they went public, but the debt did not go away, and management has struggled being able to innovate and attract new agents with the lack of innovation, right?
Right.
And so he kind of goes through that whole thing. Where I kind of got a little lost, Brad, is he talked about Zillow for sure, but he grouped Rich Barton in with Gary Keller, with Robert Refkin, with Remax. By grouping them in, he's basically saying, he's not saying that he's not Wall Street backed, because clearly Zillow's Wall Street backed.
Yeah.
He's more talking about their ability to innovate, even despite the fact that all their innovation is holding back the stock price to some degree because investors are nervous about where they're going.
No, the article I will agree, kind of does go back and forth because it talks about the success of Remax, but they're now publicly traded. But when it wasn't, there was tons of antics going on. But then again, he does back up the fact that Zillow will do fine and will continue to do fine in this market. And then obviously Keller Williams is still privately owned. So it was sort of, I'm here to support you.
Gary Keller has shown the ability to move when he needs to move. If you follow the show, I obviously have,
because he's able to.
Yeah, he's able to, and I have an admiration for him doing just that, right? Seeing trends in the market, seeing around corners, and the investments he's making right now in AI are the investment or the level of investments that a company, to Brad's point, that Realogy brands can't do right now because they are fighting this uphill battle to pay down debt, to get the stock to get out of the basement, right, and get back up where most of their investors bought it, which is well above where they're currently being traded. And so to me, this is more about that. Can you innovate? Can you build a brand today in 2019, going into 2020, that's going to actually attract agents without going into further debt? See Compass, right? And Realogy just can't do it. We talked about it last week.
Well, that's because they also, really have sort of like it's stating in the article, like this anchor that's constantly sort of over their head. Like it's like that like gray cloud that they're carrying this debt with them, which also doesn't really allow them. I think also because they're now public since the crisis. I think there's a lot more red tape though too. You can only do so many things being a publicly traded company.
Right.
So.
And so here, go to the end of this article. We're going to link it up. It's an Inman article. Obviously, Brad wrote it. And the last 3 lines are really interesting to me. Real estate has always been an industry of individual achievement, whether it be top producing agents or characters like Keller, Lininger, Barton, or Refkin today. Now Wall Street is again fully invested in real estate, providing bonanza funding for the audacious buying experiment. I would argue it's not an experiment, but billions are once again flooding Main Street. Watch this closely. Consequences are inevitable.
Holla.
I think for Real G, consequences will be inevitable. It's inevitable right now because of the fact that they're losing some of their top teams and they're not attracting top talent like Compass or Keller Williams still is today. What I don't think is going to be an inevitable consequence.
You caught yourself.
Is Zillow, right? I don't think you can lump them into that category because what have they done, and I'll continue to say it, better than anybody in real estate in the last 15 years? They've built the brand.
Well, they built the brand before they built the real estate company. I mean, we're talking about sort of apples and oranges a little bit. I mean, I know that Zillow is obviously very much getting into like the real estate company business.
You nailed it.
It's just it went a different way.
They built the brand before they built the real estate company, and so people think they're crazy with all this change they're doing right now, but they're backing into all the things that they know they can and will do because they've got that brand awareness.
Well, right. Because I mean, the biggest thing there is that, I mean, I have even buyers now like, oh, let me hop on Zillow. I want to see that house. I just saw a for sale sign in front. So it's still very much to the consumer right? An information based site, not, an insurance or a real estate company per se. So very interesting.
Very interesting. All right. Racket number 2.
It would be fun to have Brad on one of our, maybe we can have like,
that would be very
all those people that like do like the headsets and there's like 3 screens.
Yeah, I like doing that.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little distracting, but we should do that one time. I'd participate
With
in
Brad.
that event. Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be fun.
Brad, shout out to you.
We could be,
let's
you
get
and
you
I
on the
could be
real
in different
word.
locations too, so that there's,
Yeah.
Because then isn't the screen move depending
We'll
on
do
who's
in the winter
talking?
when I'm in Florida.
Well, that's not fun, but yes.
Not fun now.